he's like, he said, and that's the real dad, talking about Seth. And I was like, yeah. And he's like, wait, sounds like he sure is like taking advantage of the situation. And I was like, that's a really good way to put it, because okay, so someone said this today earlier, and I was like, and it just kind of like hit me like, so someone said, why did he make a GoFundMe 3 days into this? 3 days into this, why are you making a GoFundMe? Why are you not thinking that we're going to find this boy? Why are you making a GoFundMe that quick? And have y'all thought of that? Thought of it that like that? Like, why is a GoFundMe being made 3 days into him? In a lot of these cases, you're going to find a kid within a week. You know, we're not going to find him, and I'm going to be off work for a long, long time. And I already need to put it at, I forget what the GoFundMe was set at, 20 or 25. I can't remember. But think about that. 3 days into it, you're making a GoFundMe for, is it 20 or 25, y'all?
25. I thought all I remember is hearing something about he had gotten 35. I don't know what the initial
I don't know what he ended up getting,
was.
but when you make a GoFundMe, you put in a goal amount, and I can't remember if the goal amount was 20 or 25.
It was 25.
It was 25. So 3 days into it, you're already in your mind thinking, I'm going to have to be off work long enough to have to pay $25,000 worth of my bills. Because in my mind, I was thinking, because his sister said, we're going to take care of our own. We're making this GoFundMe so that our brother doesn't have to worry about bills. Did she not? So 3 days in, and look at most of these missing kids. Most of these missing kids are being found within a week or 2 weeks, right? So why are you making a GoFundMe 3 days in already, and you're making a goal of $25,000, and you're getting paid to be off to begin with?
Here's my question. I'm not familiar with GoFundMe, other than there's been a handful of, family friends, that tragedies and whatnot that I've contributed to. How does that all work do you have to pay taxes on it? Do you have to basically show what the money went towards?
The chat would have to tell you, I've never been involved with any kind of fundraising or anything like that. I have no idea.
I'm curious to know, because I would love to know where
I thought a GoFundMe was, you could write that off as a tax deduction if you donated to it.
Right, for those that donate. I'm asking for the person that receives.
I don't even know, like, can you pull off of it as time is going by, or do you have to reach your goal before you can pull it out? I don't know any of those answers. Like, because
some people are saying they take a percentage. Others are saying you have to pay taxes on it, plus they take a percentage.
They take 3%. That's $750.
Okay. I did not realize that was set up 3 days.
Can you withdraw off of it as money is being put in it, or does it have to be shut down before you can pull your money out?
I have no idea.
Okay, Stephanie said you can pull out, which I figured you could. It would be a hard thing to not be able to pull out money if you're truly raising money for you need something paid and help done for right now.
But 3 days in, I did not realize that was how quickly.
I have some information.
Yeah, 3 days. And when that person said that today, I was like, holy shit, this whole time that has not registered with me that why are you making a GoFundMe within 3 days, y'all? 3 days. Most kids are found. Most kids are going to be somewhere, found. Why are you making one with that amount within 3 days? I'm sorry. That's odd to me.
Exactly. With that amount. Like, I could understand if it was for flyers, if it was for trying to get more, investigators, volunteer search efforts, whatnot. But 25,000 3 days after seems like a lot.
Yeah. But let's just say he didn't pay anybody. Everybody's already said.
Exactly.
Volunteer. There was one retainer fee paid.
Yeah, we know all that now. But in the beginning, like, you're making I'm sorry, I can't get past this 3 days now that I've thought about it. Like,
can I ask you guys something?
3 days, the last fucking thing on my mind is money when my kid is missing within 1, 2, and 3 days. Day 1, day 2, day 3.
Okay, so
Especially if he knew that he had all these donated PTO days.
Miss Tammy,
Yes.
how many days did it take
For what?
to make the account? How many days?
It was within 3 days.
Okay, so they've been saying in order to catch somebody in a lie, everything they talk about or everything they do has to involve with the number 3.
I agree.
Oh,
Someone said, have y'all considered they might need that money for a funeral? No, I've not considered that at all.
Seth has a
I'd be damned. I'd be
He's got
damned if
Gerber
I set
life.
up a GoFundMe for a funeral when I'm out actively searching for a live child.
Why would they
No.
need to cover a funeral when he's got Gerber life?
Not 3 days in. I could see, hey, we need to get more flyers, spread more awareness, billboards, whatnot. But
Yeah, but
25,000 is beyond that.
He
kind
didn't
of an ask.
donate. He didn't put 1 penny towards billboards. He said, I'm not donating to billboards. I'm making t-shirts,
Yeah.
which if you look at the website, the last time I looked, there was 139 t-shirts sold at $35 a pop. It's like, you guys can do the math, damn near $5,000.
Wow, I see. I hadn't even looked at any of that.
Can I ask you guys this? So Tony has made it known that he's not getting paid, correct?
That's what he says.
So have any of you thought, what is his motive to keep going with all the drama surrounding his name in particular right now?
I honestly thought that he would pull out when it got really, really heavy and hot in the kitchen, but I think he really loves the drama.
Can I
Or
ask
the
a question?
attention?
The attention. He's probably one of those guys who has never had attention in his life. And those kind of guys, like I see Seth, I'm sorry, when I look at Seth as being the same way.
Can I ask a question to the chat? And I mean, y'all, I just want everybody to be honest. And I'm not a judgmental person. I'm not going to judge you. But if you donated to the GoFundMe page, can you drop a heart? I want to know. I just bear with me. I want to know.
A black heart. A black
One lady had sent him $250 a week. A week.
A church gave him a check for $2,500.
To Seth?
Yep, CT
Yes.
girl. She donated. I remember her saying she did.
So I want y'all to know, especially because I'm just finding out today. I've been working all day. I'm catching up on everything lately. But everybody that sent him money to the GoFundMe, just know I'm being aware now because I did ask Barbecue Lady just a few minutes ago that $2,000 of y'all money is going to a pew pew.
Yeah.
Wow.
See, that's what I thought of earlier. When that was the
Thankfully,
first thing I thought of too.
hold on.
You said no.
Thankfully, though, T-Rev has a small enough brain to pick up that red flag. It only takes a little bit of your brain to realize that that's a dangerous thing, and he didn't do it. Thank God.
But why in the world?
But he's gonna find
to go do that. Why was he setting him up, or was he really needing a pew pew?
And he probably can't buy one because if you guys remember, way back when they were saying, he said, when I was in California, I had to turn all my stuff in and I never got them back. So he probably, if he was actually charged, convicted, or whatever you want to call it, I don't know what the technical term is, allegedly, of a DV incident, then he would not be able to possess a pew pew because they take that right from you.
I'm seeing the right questions in the chat, and that's what I love to see. So as an ex-officer, everybody that donated to the GoFundMe, you have the right to ask him, why does he need it?
How it's being spent.
Why does he need it? And is the money that y'all donated to him gonna buy it? Because let me tell you something, just because one person said no, doesn't mean he's not gonna find the right person to say yes.
Also, on the PayPal and Venmo, if you get so much money on that, you have to pay income tax on it. A year I'm talking about. Because my
No.
girlfriend gets paid from her clients on PayPal, and she had to pay taxes on it.
Yeah, and that's what we were trying to figure out is how much do you have to pay based off of the amount that you've received.
It's a certain amount. I know that. I can find
Well,
out from you.
GoFundMe is 3% and like 10 cents a transaction.
I'm talking about paying the government
Oh,
the income tax when you do it every year.
it'd be
You have to pay
6%
on
or
it.
whatever the tax rate is for Tennessee. It's money earned. It doesn't matter how you get it.
Right, exactly.
You have to claim the income.
No,
You
he's
have to
not
pay
an
the
armed
taxes.
guard.
What?
No, someone asked, is he not an armed guard though? No,
Not-
he's
Not as a jailer. No. Not as a jailer. You don't have to have a gun to be a jailer. Sorry.
Say
Yeah.
pew pew.
Pew, pew.
That's what I was wondering. When everybody heard that from T-Rev, what was your initial response or, thought process as far as why he feels the need to have access to a pew-pew?
I'm wondering that too. What was the reason?
I don't even
for
want to
that,
say what
guys?
I thought.
I
If
don't
you
either.
remember correctly, he was saying earlier in the beginning that he was being threatened when he was trying to search.
But
That's
from what
bullshit.
I
Don't believe
heard
that.
from what I heard from T-Rev is the particular pew-pew that he wanted is not necessarily just for your own personal protection.
Okay,
No.
I'm looking at
The ammunition and the clip itself is telling.
the chats. Okay, y'all listen up. Yes,
It was
he can-
very specific.
he doesn't, if he's not a felon anymore, yes, he can go work as what he's doing now. It's probably just stated in the court somewheres. He can get a job and hold that position. He just can never ever in his life have a pew pew on him or around him. He can go be a guard, a jailer. He can go be all that. He just can't carry, conceal, or own.
Right.
Yeah,
And my whole thing is everybody's, they have the right to protect themselves. My understanding, and correct me if I missed something, was that he was asking T-Rev to help him access a particular pew-pew that is not necessarily one that somebody would own for personal protection.
Yeah, like
It
you might
seems-
carry like a 9 or something like that. That's
Exactly.
Yeah. This was elite. This was
Yep.
elite.
His felony charges could be dropped and gone by now. He
Yeah.
just can never conceal, carry, or hold ever again.
And I know that you were a retired police officer. So does that, like, let's just say it was 10 years ago. Let's just say it was 10 years. So you're saying even once that time is up, that still stands?
Yeah.
Okay, if say he was that 10 years ago, he did his time, he did his whatever. If he came out clean, made restitution and all that good stuff, yes, he could get a job.
I thought if you're convicted, it never comes off your record.
Huh?
It depends. No,
It
that's not true.
depends.
It
If
can
they
be
dro-
expunged.
if
Yeah.
they drop the charges on what he did, they drop the charges because he agreed to never conceal, carry, or be within the vicinity of that object ever again.
What were those charges?
What's
DV.
Oh, gotcha.
Because it's part of like a restraining order that even if it's filed and it's temporary before you get in front of a judge, I only know this because I had a temporary order with my kid's dad. They basically ask you like, what weapons do you have in the house, and you have to surrender them.
And I
But
can
if
tell you right now, I've seen people come out of jail and get a job as an officer. The only ones that cannot come out of jail and get a job as an officer is the ones that do degrees of
Right.
We gotcha, yep.
you know, all that good stuff. Yeah, they will never ever have a chance in life to ever become that. But I've seen people as an officer, ex-officer, come out of jail, do their time, and they go back and they become a police officer.
So let me ask you this. Just thinking out loud, is there any reason to believe that based off of T-Rev making those statements that Seth could be in some sort of trouble for trying to acquire a pew-pew through him if he's not legally able to access one himself?
Oh yeah, you could definitely get in trouble for that.
Okay, I see where Hannah Nana's saying you cannot be a correction officer with a DV form from what I'm reading. I get what you're saying. But if he knows people and he slides money under the table and his record is sponged, he starts off a whole new life and he can go get a job wherever he wants to.
CP said he got him that
The only
job.
person that can see it when you run background is going to be the FBI.
Exactly. And if you're not,
CP said he got him that job.
so if his record was sponged, then as of right now, he's clean. He don't have nothing on him.
Then why
Anyone
need
to
somebody
quit
else
that
to go
job.
do your dirty work?
Because, wait, what you said?
I said, then why would he need somebody else to go do his dirty work?
What do y'all
Because
think he needed
he
that
doesn't
for?
he doesn't want nobody questioning his actions and what he's about to do. Okay, so he doesn't want us to know that he needs a pew pew. He doesn't want us to know what he's about to plan. Allegedly, but I bet you if you ask Bullhorn, bet she knows. Anyways, allegedly, but this is all happening. This is all happening under the table, and
I have to insert that in there because here's the thing. I don't want fucking sued for having an opinion.
No, I get it.
That's my fucking word.
God
I've watched
forbid,
too
you know
many
what I'm saying?
I've watched too many live trials lately where my mind immediately went to if anything is not the cure-all. So I'm thinking like allegedly.
I'm gonna tell you what ended my career as a police officer. Okay, I was a jailer. I worked in the jail, and I sat there and I watched 300 men, sometimes for 48 hours because I didn't have a relief. And it was my own supervisors, my own corporates, all the ones that were above me, bringing in rugs and stuff to the inmates. I wholeheartedly, when I took an oath, did not sign up for that.
Yep.
And I walked off.
Good for you.
I left my post. I abandoned my post. And I never looked back because that right there, you can tell, was a corrupted situation. When the way it was being ran. And they had no opinions in changing it. Now, am I saying, is it only mine? No, that's everywhere. It could be the one where it could be the one where he's working at. Obviously, there's a lot of things that happen under the table. A lot of people if they pay the right money, their stuff gets sponged and it goes away and they start out a fresh new life.
Money talks.
And I'm not going to sit here and lie. The ones that y'all think can never, ever start over fresh, the degrees, the second degree, the first degree, yes, if they have the right money, they can get it sponged too. I'm sorry to say it. It happens.
Well, it happens everywhere.
Yep. My cousin was he was a higher up prison guard in Pennsylvania, and this is years ago. And they had a riot, and he got held hostage. And the things he told us and stuff. I mean, he had to go. Him and my aunt and my cousins and stuff all had to go to um counseling and everything because of all that. It's not easy working at a prison. He quit after that. Oh, and I wanted to tell you girls, last night I was talking to 2 Tennessee retired cops, and they never heard about Sebastian. And then then somebody else came in that was a dispatcher in Mississippi, and he's like, I heard that name, and I said, well, they're living at Yogi Bear, and he goes, that's right down the road. He goes, let me let my department know all this stuff. I'm like, okay, I'm just putting word out about Sebastian. And
I don't mean to cut nobody off, but I do need to say this. I'm gonna say it one time. If you don't like what's being said in this room, just like you click in here, click the X and
Who do I need to block?
I'm not on ethanol's whatever that is panel.
Hold on, let me scroll.
y'all don't like what we have to say about anything, click the X and leave. Don't ask questions.
Is it
anything?
Is it somebody alleging somebody being on another panel?
Me. They're saying me.
I won't speak to that. I'll let Tammy or Barbecue address that.
They're asking certain things on why is being said about Seth. We have an opinion. We can talk about what we want to talk about. You don't like it.
I already blocked them.
Press the X and go.
I let him out.
Thank you.
I don't give a shit.
I don't think that was in regard. I think we're talking about 2 different things too.
Well, you can block him, Nikki. I don't care.
Nikki,
I'm easy with the block button, chat. Trust me. I blocked 3 people this whole time. I tread lightly, so
I
don't
block
piss
like
me off.
300. I block like 300 people a day.
Nikki, I have never been. I don't even know who that person is that they're talking about me.
Well, no, I think you and Crystal were talking about 2 different issues, so we're good. We're good.
But I went on. Like I said, I was on last night late because I couldn't find my Fab Four. I was having withdrawals and I couldn't sleep, so I went on to this retired cop. And real nice guy. And then there was another one, and then like
I already know whose live you were in.
It's an older gentleman.
Yeah, Shane and Dan.
No. Nope.
Are you sure?
Yes.
Okay.
His name is Brent.
Oh.
Not the Brent we know, guys.
Oh.
No.
It's a rainbow.
He lives in Tennessee, not near Nashville. He's in
oh, you can't see it. Never mind.
No, isn't that the same Brent?
No, he's on the other side of Tennessee. He's retired, and then there was another officer that came in that did 31 years.
Blonde?
Blonde
guy?
I know his name is Bess. Bess? Bess?
Oh, I don't know.
Anyway,
and the Mississippi guy that came in that was dispatching, you could see the room, and he was like, yeah, I heard about this. He's like, give me the name, and he Googled it and stuff, and he's like, I need to let them know about all this. He's like, because we have not looked at all this in Mississippi. So apparently, and then the officers were saying, guys, I was asking them about, how they were saying
delivery. Yeah, I'll call Todd. Yeah, I called him. I'll pull up to the door here. All right, honey. You're welcome.
Hey, Todd.
Wrong Todd. But no, I told you I'm at a major place right now. I'm feeding the Boston Red Sox.
That's a big deal. That's awesome.
Go Boston. I live 2 hours away from there, but.
Do you say ka?
No, I'm in Connecticut, so no, I don't talk like Boston people.
The Karen
My-
Reed trial has me changing my whole dialect.
My father's secretary was from Boston, and she used to say, Harvey, you need to go park your car. We used to laugh all the time. They leave their R's out.
But then I also noticed that their W's sometimes turn into R's. So when people say saw, it's like SAR. So
Yeah.
so I saw the car by the road.
Yeah, no, Connecticut people don't talk that way at all. And I mean, I lived, see, I was born in Pennsylvania. All my relatives live in Pennsylvania. And, but I moved when I was young. But people say, you got a Pennsylvania accent. I'm like, no, I don't. It's just certain words that I say that Pennsylvania says.
Guys,
What?
we're behind the scenes.
Cool. Oh, look at, she's in the,
There's our big
Loading back.
van,
Loading
their little
back.
travel.
That's the
Let me
team
see, let me
bus
see.
or the visitors bus.
This is visitors. Let's look. This
yeah,
one's
they
from
would be visitors. They'd be visitors where she's at.
probably a rental.
Their summer, I mean, their spring practice is in Fort Myers, Florida.
You guys can see the stadium.
It's a pretty
Yep.
stadium.
Anyway, go ahead. Sorry.
Get us into the locker room.
Yeah, we want to see some hot guys. Show their booty. Yeah, so these guys were pretty on. I've never seen them before, and I know who I figured out who Dale and Shane are. Shane was a canine police officer, and Dale is a defense lawyer. If anybody wants to know, I looked it up.
I'm sorry, can you go back? I missed what you started with.
You remember how Dale and Shane have been on with the
Oh, are these the people
2 a.m.?
you're talking about with the live last night?
No. These are different people now.
But I think
These are-
I think I know who you're talking about. So Dale is a former defense attorney, right?
Yeah. Yes.
Yep. So I've seen. So I actually found them. Tammy was in a live with. Oh gosh, what was the guy's name? Oh, I can't remember. He's a former Chicago police investigator, detective, something. And
I found them in a retired police officer, Jay, I think his name
I
is.
think it's the same. Yes, Jay. So Jay Sims or something along those lines. And I remember coming across them when Tammy was live with them about a month ago or so. And I know exactly who you're talking about. Dale is actually from Michigan, where I'm at. He's a retired defense attorney. Shane is a canine handler.
Yes.
But what I've noticed lately, and I really do enjoy.
Please
listening to
have
them.
credentials ready.
Hold on, what tier are you?
I don't know.
We'll find out.
I mean, I'm back behind where all the players park.
Full access. then.
Reserved for the coach. Yeah, I don't care. I come here and do this a lot, actually.
They want to be fed. You've got full access.
Right? We need some really fucking badass cars because people do drive here. I'm trying to see. There ain't really any like fancy schmancy cars.
How far of a drive was this for you?
I can't really say. Oh, but I see.
No, don't say. It's fine.
I will say. Look, I don't know if we can see this, but you guys know what plate that is. There's a Michigan plate right there.
You'll
Is the
get a
game
kick out of
going
this.
on?
Have a good day, sir. Don't get too wet.
For all of my Michigan people, if you know, you know, I spent the day at my fourth graders' field trip to Greenfield Village, and we dressed in 1800s costumes.
Nice.
You put us on AirPods when we get on here? Because I feel like I am not the type of person to have on speaker.
Why?
She said why? She said why?
Are you talking about hearing your own voice or all of that?
My mouth.
Well, nobody else is going to hear that. Oh, I see. I know. I get it. I get it. All right, back to so CT, the whole
Yeah.
Dale and Shane thing.
I'm listening.
No, I'm asking you.
Oh, so anyway, I went in, I don't know, a month or so ago, and I'm just scrolling through at night, and I saw them come in, and I see that now they're on the side of, they were in Tony's live, and with these 2 a.m. girls and stuff.
So that's kind of what I was alluding to, is that I really enjoyed hearing them when I first originally came across one of the platforms that they were talking on. And then I've noticed, and I could be wrong. Maybe it's just by chance that I missed a lot of other streams that they were on before that. But what I noticed was over the past few weeks, they're on everybody's live streams.
Yes.
Wait, say
And
it
it
again.
makes-
I missed part of that.
And it makes you wonder. So I don't know if you're familiar with Dale, who's from Michigan, former defense attorney, retired defense attorney, and then Shane, who's a canine
Oh
handler.
yes.
And I
Yeah.
really enjoyed
He's like
them.
got a cartoon. He got a cartoon picture kind of for
Yeah.
his face. Yeah.
Yes. And I really enjoyed what they had to say. And it was actually something that Tammy was on with Jay about a month ago. Jay's from Chicago. He's a former investigator with the police department in Chicago. And I really enjoyed them. So I started following, and I don't know if I just followed them and didn't know what they were doing before, or if this is new. But what I realized is that they're in a lot of lives right now, and I wasn't sure if that's the normal.
What, you think that they're sleuthing?
A little. But
They were
again,
on
I
Tony's.
don't know
They
what
were
they
on
were doing
Tony's
before.
live the other day.
What's that?
They were on Tony's live the other day.
It was
Wow.
last night, wasn't it?
I don't know. All my days run together.
I'm
No,
I'm not
I don't
signed.
think it
I'm
was
not a
last
sub.
night. I think it was the night before.
I'm not a sub for at all for Tony, so I just stand out out
Hey,
in the hallway,
Melissa.
at the windows, and I saw them on with him.
Hey, Trevor Lee. I have not watched the chat at all, guys. So I apologize.
I'm trying.
Yeah, it is what it
The
is.
chat's been pretty good. From what I've been able to pick up on, we don't have anybody that's causing any problems.
Just so you guys know, tomorrow, well, fuck, maybe tonight. I mean, I gotta make a quick phone call, but just hold down the live. I'll be right back. Hold on.
Right. Tammy, you're up. If Barbecue says hold down the live, I'm pointing at Tammy.
I'm in the middle of giving my dog a bath.
Ah, shit.
So I was just kind of listening. Y'all go ahead. Y'all go right ahead.
I'd like to know why people all keep on picking on me, saying I'm here, I'm there, and everywhere else when I'm not. I'm always here.
So I can say, all right. I would like to say that from what I've witnessed from you, CT, you are authentic, and I really don't think that you cause any malice whatsoever. But I think that because other people have caused certain lives to get so messy, that while you may have good intentions, because I've been that way too. I'll 100% raise my hand and say that there's days where I'm just scrolling on TikTok and I find out that I'm ending up in somebody's live. And then a few minutes later, all of a sudden something said about, Barbecue or Tammy or someone. I thought she was saying something. Where you get roped in to that group and it wasn't your intention. So I've been trying to be uber cautious about making sure that, look, if somebody, if a creator, a host has talked poorly about anyone that I'm supportive of, that I'm following, that I want to have their back, then I try not to jump into those lives. Obviously, there's times where it's on your For You page, and all of a sudden you find yourself in one for a few minutes, and then, things go haywire. But that could be all it is. And I truly believe that it's all innocent and you did nothing wrong, but
I have no problem with CT. I wouldn't even have let her up in the box.
you did have a problem?
No, I said I don't. I wouldn't
Right.
even have let her in the box. She wouldn't even be on this live. She wouldn't even be able to see me live.
Exactly. And there you go. There you go. So I don't, if other people are maybe associating with having seen your name in another live, then that could be all it is. And just let that roll off your shoulders,
Okay, because it bothers me. I'll be honest, because somebody was just saying there's a CT lady.
There is another CT lady, and they could be from Connecticut or something weird. You know what I mean? And so I think people just look really fast and they don't remember unless you come back in here and you're like, oh, CT. Wait, did I see you in that other lot? And it's probably just people second guessing themselves and just talking without actually being factual.
Right.
Somebody said there's a CT girl and a CT lady.
I think there is.
Maybe I need to change my name then.
Maybe just change the first name part of it. Who knows? I mean, that's up to you. If you're finding things to be coming back, like nobody's gonna be confused about me.
Right.
Because people will come to me and say, they'll share these fake profiles. Is this you? Nope. All right, I reported and blocked them. Boom. End of the story. But there's thousands and there's millions of different accounts on TikTok.
Oh, there's
bound
a
to be
CT
some
madam.
repeats.
Oh, I'm not a madam.
And that's up to you. Like, if you want to change it to differentiate yourself from being confused, then that might be something you want to sleep on. But we're not telling you to do it, and we're not telling anyone that they can't go into somebody's live or can't talk. But I'll tell you this: hold on one second. We got Dale Earnhardt beside me. If I'm in a chat or someone sends me a screenshot of anybody in my chat that's going to be like being a hypocrite, you won't even see me anymore. Trust
no,
and
I
believe
know that. And I do stick up for you guys.
Not you. I'm just saying anyone.
Right. And the thing is, I mean, I do mod for one person, which is not on very seldom. And it's local Charlie. He's out looking for Sebastian. And anybody can join him. He's got very few. But he's a nice guy, and he asked me if I would mod for him. And he doesn't like drama. He said, do not bring other creators into this. Nothing. So I'm like, okay. And he's got maybe 100 to 150 people, and if you see me on there, which is Charlie Brailing, he's a local in Nashville. I mean Henderson. So
no, and
I'm gonna put this up on the screen real fast. I just want you guys to see. These are my only 3 accounts. So if someone messages you or you think that you're following somebody that is not me, these are my 3 accounts. You can screenshot it and go look at it and look through your list. There's lots of them out there. Please trust me. There's fucking haters. So these are my only accounts.
My favorite photo is the barbecue lady official backup. It makes me smile. I love that one.
It was just being goofy. My kids took that picture.
It's cute. I like it. I think I think the lesson for everybody, and even in the chat, is that, look, we're all guilty of wanting to hear everything from everyone reporting information, right? At the end of the day, use your best judgment, and I think that the only reason that anybody should get any backlash whatsoever is if you're playing double double sides. You're going into a live and talking poorly about somebody that then you're going to join that person's live and try to, you know.
Okay, let
hype
me
them
ask
up.
you this, Nikki. When I went into last night, which I said about the police officers, I never mentioned anybody's name, any creators. And I just mentioned Sebastian Rogers. Hey, do you guys know who this is? Being they were from Tennessee. Because I wanted to see what's, hey, they're retired cops and the
Yeah,
dispatcher.
you want info. Yeah.
And they didn't know anything. And it was kind of like, wait a minute. So, and even the Mississippi guy said, you know what? We never even received an alert on him.
Where were they? In Tennessee?
Yeah. Well, not near them. They're probably like an hour and a half, 2 hours away.
That's still concerning.
Yes, Shannon, that's not my account. Go ahead.
Wouldn't the Amber Alert get sent out to the entire state?
So I actually called and talked to the TBI. I talked to missing exploited children, and I also was on the Amber Alert website myself. I was doing my own due diligence because 3 weeks ago, or however long it was that Tony showed his face on TikTok for Sebastian, I asked him and told him, I said, hey, we've taken polls on you. It was the only time that he was ever in our box. And I'm like, there's people that live in Tennessee, close, an hour away, all over. There's hundreds of people that have said they did not get the Amber Alert. And I said, well, that might be something, because I didn't know what his purpose really was. Like, this was the way beginning. But I'm like, if you're going to be like that involved, you might want to check into that just to make sure maybe they could issue a second alert or something like that. He never did it. You know what he did? He put out a false fucking alert. He did the complete opposite. But I did my own due diligence. I got on the website, and I will tell you some of the things that are on the Amber Alert website have not been updated since 2019.
Wow.
But it did give me a click link to the missing exploited children line, and I called, and they actually did answer. I explained exactly why I was calling, exactly what case I was talking about in reference, and she gave me a direct line to someone at TBI. I called, they called me back, they explained the whole process. A lot of the now everybody can turn alerts on or off on their phone. That's an option. If you dig far enough in your phone in your settings, you can find that. But most phones, it's automatically on. You physically have to shut it off. But a lot of the times it is the phone carrier. They don't, their goal is to get to everybody's phone, but it doesn't always happen.
Oh, okay. Because even the guy from Mississippi, which is right near the Yogi Park, he said, I don't know the name of the town he's in, but he was saying that he never got an Amber Alert. But
he's not going to get one if he's in another state.
Well, but if they're living up in Mississippi, I don't know. I mean,
here's what I'm wondering. I'm trying to think the last time I got an Amber Alert. So I'm not going to put a specific date, but let's just say within the last year. I remember getting one. What's that?
I've gotten one.
I've gotten one probably let's just say within the last year. And I remember it being somebody that was from my area, but that they thought that they were heading towards Ohio. So that
I remember that.
And that makes
I know exactly which one you're talking about. It wasn't like a little girl. It was a little girl
with the dad. Yes.
With the dad. Yeah.
Yep. And that makes me wonder, is it just sent out to the people in the area where a possible abduction would have happened? Because now I'm starting to question, in Michigan, I'm in Southeast Michigan, I'm not getting any Amber Alerts for Northern Michigan.
Right.
Right. And then
I really think the Amber Alert system needs to be, upgraded, in my opinion. I feel like it's faulty.
I think it needs to cover the entire state and bordering states.
Yes.
In that initial 24, 48, 72 hours.
Yep. Yeah. Because I
most
had
of the time that you get an alert, it's like in a vehicle labeled blah blah blah, you know, license plate, man, look, or man or woman, you know.
Last
there's a
seen
lot of
6 hours
details.
ago.
And I
I
guess
also,
every missing person. Sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off. Go ahead.
that's okay. Go ahead. What you're saying.
No, I don't even remember now. Sorry.
And then last week I got a call, and I got a text first, and then I got a phone call from a friend of mine that I haven't seen since I was 17. Okay, and he lives in Tennessee, and now we're outside of Nashville, and he drives school bus. He's retired and drives school bus, and he said he's never even heard of this.
I believe it. I'm muting myself right now.
So let me ask you guys, what do you think about the fact that CrimeCon, the convention, is taking place in Nashville this weekend?
I worry. I worry because I do watch the Karen Reed trial,
Same.
and I watch it from Brandy Churchwell.
Oh, you got to watch EDB.
Well, I also watch it with the attorney. What's her name? She's out in New York. She's doing it too. Can't think of her name right now. Darn it. But anyway, I'm like I said to Brandy, you girls better be careful, because there's a group of them going, and they're going to meet up and rent a house. Because she went to CrimeCon last year, and she met a lot of neat people. She said.
I just meant more so the fact that this is happening this weekend. It's called CrimeCon. It's in
Yep.
Nashville. And you would hope that whoever's putting it together would bring awareness to certain cases that are coming right out of Tennessee.
Well, I did, I emailed her and let her know. And when I was on watching, she said, Nancy, thank you for sending me the email about this stuff. Because she didn't know.
And she's from New York.
No, she lives in Florida, in Panhandle.
Oh, okay.
She's a really nice person, and she has, you want to talk about timeline down to the T for this case? Go to her. Researching, and oh my God, so much.
Yeah, I just think that if there's an opportunity to bring awareness to Sebastian's case, or any missing person for that matter, out of the state of Tennessee, it would be this weekend at CrimeCon.
What do they actually do there?
So there's a lot of conventions. There's a panel. I know, for example, Chris Hansen from Dateline. I'm friends with him and his wife. They're going there and speaking. Brian Enton's going. I know Emily D. Baker's going. So they do different panels.
Grace? Nancy Grace is going.
Yeah, she was there last year.
She might be going as well.
She was there last
My
year.
understanding is that it brings attention to a lot of different true crime creators, but also how to cover true crime, and then stories that may need more awareness. That's how I interpreted it.
And what does the money go to that they raise? Because I know Tammy was looking online. And I kind of peeked at it, like $400 a ticket. What does that? How many people go, and where does the money go to? That's a great question.
That's probably to pay for everybody to get there. My guess would be to pay for everybody to go and their stay. But
$400 was for the cheap ticket as well. That was for
because I looked a couple weeks ago, and everything was pretty much sold out.
Yep. All the top tier tickets was sold out.
And Nancy Grace was there last year.
Is it held at the same place every year or not?
No, last year was in Florida, Orlando, I think.
Gotcha.
And it was just in September.
Really?
Yeah. But okay, so you're saying that the money is used for people to get there. Like,
I don't know for sure.